Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on Radio John Dew. The show is about conversations that matter, and we invite people from all walks of life to come and share their heart stories. The show is about making genuine encounters through uplifting and educating stories, and we have yet another mover and shaker making waves in the wellness community. I'd love you to meet someone who is a national certified emotional success coach. Please welcome Stephenie Farrell to the show. How are you doing today, Stephenie?
Thank you so much. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
It's my pleasure, and thank you very much for your time. So I think without further ado, can we find out how you got to become a nationally certified emotional success coach? What was your story?
So for as long as I can remember, I always wanted to help people live happier, healthier lives. And, I've had my share of ups and downs, just like everyone else has. And in retrospect, I think that my search to really better help people was fueled by a need to heal myself. So I studied numerous modalities, but it wasn't really until I found energy psychology and success coaching that everything came together. So since then, I have had miraculous changes in my own life, and I have been so privileged to see changes in the lives of the people I work with.
Awesome. Stephenie, you say energy, and I think that's such a very important a remark that you made, because, when you encounter someone, as I've encountered people, I always sense an energy. Can you talk a little bit about what that is in terms of the realm of what you're doing?
Yeah, it's emotional freedom techniques, which is an energy psychology, meridian tapping technique. So what it does is really, it can do numerous things. It's noted for being used for trauma work. It's noted for being used for just general anxiety, feelings of nervousness, public speaking, all kinds of different things. You can really, really change that energy. You can change the, if you can change the energy, you can really change your life. You can overcome obstacles that are in your way, transform negative beliefs, and really release a lot of emotional baggage from the past. It's fantastic.
Excellent. Now, would you say that energy is relative to success? If you have a low vibe, will that equate to maybe taking a longer time to achieve the success you want in life?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think so, because the energy or our perception of things, I think, creates our energy, and thus, it's being sent out, and whatever you're expecting, whatever that perception is, it's going to come back to you in a sense. So if you're really at a high vibe, if you're positive and open, and you just want to, give off that love, give off that energy, and really help people, help advance things in the world. And, I really think that high vibe energy, that clear energy, will really allow you to move forward more quickly.
Excellent. Now tell me a little bit about the success coach. Can you expand on what that is?
So what I do is, when I coach with someone, or when I coach someone, they're really getting a transformative experience. I work on all levels. I love
transformations, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
They are.
So I work on all levels, actually. So I work on the physical, the emotional, the mental, spiritual, and, like I said, the energetic level. And in doing so, we really address how unexpressed emotions, traumas, limiting beliefs, how they manifest as unwanted behaviors, physical aches and pains, weight gain, general exhaustion. So science really shows that the most profound and lasting changes come from working at the energetic level. And I am specifically trained to work at that level. So change your energy, you can change your life.
I love that. I love that. Have you had any challenges in when you're working with certain people or along the road to becoming certified? Have you met with any challenges that have really transformed you into the way that you think about your work or how you receive people?
Oh, gosh, yeah. As I mentioned, I've been through ups and downs in my life, for sure. Like everyone has been.
Yes.
And, I have been completely transformed through just working on myself and working through some of these certifications, particularly the energy meridian tapping, or EFT, emotional freedom technique. I was a really shy, self-conscious person before I started working with this technique and working on myself with this technique. But, I really found that courage to face that inner darkness that we all have, and release a lot of, unexpressed emotions, find forgiveness, for myself and for others, and really work on some traumas that occurred in my life. So, but most importantly, after years of work, working on myself and working with others, I have this so much better understanding of how I can help guide others to really live so fully and joyfully.
That's beautiful. Now, someone who is an emotional success coach or someone in the realm of, working to empower people, do you believe there's a little bit of intuition that's involved? Would you say that you're a highly intuitive person?
Yes, I would actually. I really like to, get still and silent, and that's part of my practice too, is meditation. But just really get still and silent and listen to that inner voice. And when I'm with someone, I'm with them. I'm holding the space for them to really express some things that are very difficult. So, I believe that intuition is very important, to know where to go or what time to address certain things are. Through working with people in that kind of way. So,
Fantastic. Well, you've really inspired me with, what you've shared about your own transformation, pursuing your passion work. And what would you say to someone who is thinking about diving into this type of, I really call it a calling, What would you say? How would you advise them?
Oh, well, listen to it. If it's a calling for you, if it's really calling your name, listen to it. You can't go wrong just to really extend yourself out there and to give people hope, to show them that there's a better way, that there's another way, that they can change, that they can live happy lives, they can really live fully in their lives. So it's beautiful. Yeah, if you're feeling led, just let that lead you on.
I love that. Just let it lead you. That's very profound. I love that. When people come to, meet with you, do you have a certain structure in terms of like a needs assessment and how to get them unstuck professionally or personally?
Yeah, I mean, I have, like I said, we address everything, all levels, so physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic, mental. So it depends really. Everyone is so uniquely different. Everyone's got unique energy. Everyone's very unique. I've worked with some people in terms of helping them with childhood wounds. I've worked with other people in terms of how physical pains may have been created by stress. Of course, mind, body is huge there. And then again, I've worked with other people on, business success and financial stability. But it really depends. I worked with a woman who is dealing with severe panic attacks for like 40 years or something. And,
wow.
She came in to work with me, and it was gone in 3 sessions. I mean, that's
wow.
it's not like I thought that was miraculous. It doesn't happen like that all the time, but with her it just did. It was just gone. It just left. I don't know. It was amazing. So it really depends on the person. It really, really does depend on the person, their energy, and where they're at and where they want to be,
Yeah, I think that's half the battle. It's the desire to change. You can't help someone unless they really want to be helped in a lot of cases. And even though they approach you, it's still the willingness to accept the truth on the changes they need to make. And, when you were talking about childhood trauma, I just thought of someone in my circle who is an absolutely stunning man. He looks like he could be on the cover of GQ. Tall and muscular and very successful, someone who has come from very humble beginnings and worked his way up and, done very well for himself financially and in every aspect of life. But when you talk to him, there are certain aspects of how he sees things, and it's through the lens of a child growing up in Nova Scotia who was bullied. And he still has those moments where he goes back there, and a lot of what he does is reflected through that trauma. And he still has a lot of insecurities, although you look at him, you think, wow, he's absolutely beautiful and so successful, but he still has that stuff that hasn't cleared up yet. So I completely understand how a trauma can really be some kind of a bondage, to getting where you need to be. So someone like you
Absolutely.
coming into their lives really is like a release. It's a liberation. So it's really an amazing thing.
It's amazing, and trauma really is like a bondage. It affects your nervous system. I mean, when you've had a trauma, you're stuck in this. You're stuck in neutral. Like you're just stuck, or maybe even overdrive. So if you think of the fight and flight response, the stress response, the work I do actually helps calm down the nervous system, right? So that you're not in that hyper or overdrive all the time. And then we work with some of those beliefs that are created from those traumas and help to release them and help move that energy away, clear it up so that it's not blocking or not bonding, keeping the person in bondage anymore. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
It is. It's a beautiful release, and I'm so grateful for this time to speak to you about so many necessary things that we need to know about ourselves and to connect with, the liberation of what life has for us. There's so much goodness out there if we're able to tap into it, but because of the way we're wired or some bad wiring through trauma, we're not able to reach it. So grateful for Stephenie Farrell, a nationally certified emotional success coach who is available for those who need wonderful advice. So, Stephenie, if people want to reach out to you, how can they do that? So through social media?
Sure. Well, I would suggest people, they can find me on my website at StephenieFarrell.com. That's StephenieFarrell.com. They can certainly email me directly at Stephenie@StephenieFarrell.com. And, if they really want to reach out by phone and talk to someone, 416-523-7973.
Okay. Thank you so much, Stephenie. Really appreciate it. I'm so looking forward to meeting you in the next few weeks, and we can chat some more about all the great things that Good Life has to offer.
Oh, thank you.
Again,
it's
Stephenie.
such a pleasure.
Oh, pleasure is mine. You've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show with our very special guest, Stephenie Farrell, nationally certified emotional success coach. Go reach out to her on social media, and we'll see her very soon. Thanks again, Stephenie. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.